My name is Charles Ellsworth, and I'm a hunter safety instructor here in New York State. After World War II, New York State was very concerned over the number of hunting accidents and shootings that were taking place. They started the first ever hunter education program here in New York. This is Dave Core, a fellow hunter safety instructor, and he'll talk a little bit about the stats since this program started.
As Charlie said, in 1948, New York State started the first hunter safety class in the country. And you can see that this is the number of hunting accidents per 100,000. So in 1965, it was almost 22. It dropped down to under 14, and you can see it progressively has got better. 1983, as of right now, that number, instead of 8.7 per 100,000, is now 1.1. So the hunter safety program has worked with people being safe out there, and that's what the purpose of our course is.
For a long time, this style rifle has been used by sportsmen and hunters throughout the world. It's a bolt-action rifle with a telescopic scope. This was long before the term sniper came into our vocabulary. Snipers adopted this style rifle because of its accuracy, but this rifle always was and always will be a hunting tool. Safety rules are very important to hunters. Never put your finger on the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Never load your gun until you're ready to use it. My safety zone here for handling firearms is downrange. When I hand a gun to somebody, I want to make sure I'm following safety procedures. So I'm going to hand this rifle over to Dave. And my question, Dave, is the gun loaded?
I don't know.
You know how to check it?
Yes, I do. I'm pointing it in a safe direction. My finger's not on the trigger. Lo and behold. So now I'm looking in there. It is now unloaded. And I've locked the bolt open in an open position.
Don't let go of the gun until the person taking it from you says, "I've got it." Again, observing the safe direction, and with the action open, is it not easier to see that the gun is loaded or unloaded? It cannot fire in this position. This is a 20 gauge pump shotgun. It's used a lot for bird hunting, shooting clay birds, and just a fun gun and an enjoyable gun to shoot. David?
For those of you that don't know how this operates, first of all, I'm going to check. He handed it to me in a closed position, and we don't know if the safety's on or off. So I'm going to take it and whoops. This one was loaded as well. Also on this, there's a little tang safety next to the trigger. Almost every firearm does have a safety on it, but understand that a safety is a mechanical device, and mechanical devices can fail. So we always keep it pointed in a safe direction. I'm going to hand this back to Charlie.
Got it. Again, I'm going to check the gun before putting it down.
You'll note. Okay, this type of firearm is a very common one found throughout the country. It's called a lever action. Basically, the cartridges are loaded through the side, and it works on a lever and a hammer back here. Another type of firearm, as we talked about, was a bolt-action design with a detachable box magazine. And again, Charlie left this thing loaded for me. So we make sure we do that, and we also remove the magazine here to make sure that it's clear. This one has a safety right here. We did talk briefly about the pump shotgun. As we mentioned, this has a tang safety. When it's forward like that, it has a release here. Very common firearm. You can shoot a solid ball, slug, or bird shot. And there are multiple sizes of shells that you can get for your shotgun. Another type of shotgun is called a break action, which has a release on it. This also has a safety next to the trigger, and you put the shells in through here. The other type of common firearm is a semi-automatic. This is a repeatable one that has a detachable box magazine. This one happens to be a 22, but you'll notice that I have the bolt locked and the reverse locked back, so it's safe. You can look in there and make sure that it's safe. Also, here's the safety, but again, a safety is a mechanical device that can fail. So we're always, the biggest thing, the most important thing, is you always have it pointed in a safe direction. If it's always pointed in a safe direction, no one can get hurt. Okay, so as we talked about the shotguns and the different size shells, it's important that we always have the right size, and it's always labeled on the gun itself. There'll be something embossed on that barrel. So in this case, this is a 12 gauge, and I'm putting the 12 gauge shell in here. Okay, so now if I were to shoot this, everything looks fine. But I want to show you what can happen if you have the wrong shell in there. I took the 12 out, and I'd been out perhaps target shooting before and had a 20 gauge shell in there. So if you had both shells in there and you fired this, this would blow up. So this gun would blow up in your face. This obviously wouldn't have a good result, and you could get seriously injured. So it's very important that you match up what the gun can take, and more importantly, what it can't take.
Gun safety is more than just being safe with the gun. When you're shooting a gun, it has a loud report, a loud noise. Earphones, and because of fragmentation of powder and other things that can fly out of a gun, we wear safety glasses. These two are used on the ranges when we're target shooting. Some hunters like the amplified earmuffs when they're hunting, just for a little extra safety. When we're talking about safety, gun safety is not just how you handle your gun, often it's how you store your gun. This is a common handgun with a lock that prevents the action from being opened. It prevents you from putting a bullet in this gun. This is a revolver. Same type of lock. You cannot close the action. Again, the gun is useless to shoot. This gun can be made safe with a trigger lock. Although this gun could be loaded, it can't be fired. Safety feature that you have to have is proper storage. You need to store your guns in a place that's inaccessible to young children or people you don't want to have access to them. We also store our ammunition locked safely in a separate location, because if somebody gets to your guns, Now they've got to get to the ammunition. So safe storage is as important as safe use. And every one of these guns has got a common feature. There's only one real safety on this gun, and that is me when I'm holding it. The person holding this gun is the safety on this gun, the only real safety. Today we've covered the firearms portion of the hunter education program. The program covers many topics of interest for hunters. Biggest hunter safety issue today is tree stand accidents. People are falling from tree stands and injuring themselves. They're having gun-related accidents involving climbing or getting down from the tree stand. And that's become the primary accident and death tool in our hunting arsenal. Dave?
Yep. In the past year, there's been 3 fatalities, which is an unusually high number. All of them were self-inflicted. And if you want more on the details of those, you can go to the Hunter Safety website at DEC and look up the statistics, and it will give you the statistics for the regular hunter safety incidents as well as tree stands.
Thank you for letting us be a part of this Conservation Day program. Hunt safe, handle guns in your home, and whenever you handle guns safely, that's what protects our rights.
Point them in a safe direction.